Rangers sacking Russell Martin now would be act of mercy at Ibrox after latest scenes, and he flees down the tunnel after a last-minute win as fan fury explodes. Nico Raskin's future at Ibrox hangs by a thread despite his return to form, and calls grow louder for James Tavernier to confront the manager behind closed doors or hand over the armband. Want to see these and more Rangers news? Stay until the end. We are the people. What you witnessed in West Lothian wasn't so much a Rangers victory as it was a narrow escape from complete humiliation again. A 2-1 win over Livingston, thanks to a last-gasp Max Aaron's goal, should have been the moment to breathe a sigh of relief, but instead, you're sitting there wondering how long this charade can continue. James Tavernier gave us the lead, but missed a penalty. Derek Cornelius had a goal chalked off. Then, as predictable as rain in Glasgow, the defence fell asleep and let Silla nod home. And just when it looked like we were heading for another nightmare headline, up popped Aarons to bail out Russell Martin yet again. Now here's the thing, even after that dramatic finish, the chants in the stands weren't of celebration, they were of fury. You want him out, and you're not alone. Let's not sugarcoat this. This is the worst start to a league season in 47 years. Dumped out the Champions League after getting battered 9-1 over 2 legs by Club Brugge, already 7 points behind that mob across the city. And don't let Celtic's own mess distract from ours. They're still miles ahead. Russell Martin, instead of taking it on the chin, blames the pitch. The pitch, he's blamed confidence, the transfer window, the fixture list, probably the pie selection at Ibrox at this rate. The man never takes responsibility. You saw it again against Livingston. Possession, dominated. Chances, plenty, but sharpness, zero. Organisation, missing. Hunger, flashes at best. A newly promoted side had us on the ropes for long spells, and yet here we are pretending that this 3 points proves something. It proves nothing. Defensively, we're a shambles. John Sautar, fresh off strong showings with Scotland, looked like a tourist in the box for their goal. Derek Cornelius brings balance, but the whole back line is fragile. Against Genk, it was the same old script. We cannot keep defending like this and pretending we're a serious side. And let's not forget the financial squeeze Andrew Kavanagh is feeling. He's stuck between a mutinous fan base and a massive payout if he does pull the plug. But ask yourself, what costs more? Paying Martin off now or watching empty seats and angry faces week after week at Ibrox? You don't need to be a tactician to see it. Here's a crisis unfolding at Ibrox, and James Tavernier stands right in the middle of it. After nearly a decade at the club, a title win, and a Europa League final, you'd expect the captain to be the voice that calms the storm. But right now, it feels like the ship's going down and the captain's staring at the horizon, hoping someone else takes the wheel. Russell Martin's grip on the dressing room, weak. His grip on tactics, weaker. 4 wins in 14 matches, a win percentage under 30. It's not just poor, it's utterly unacceptable for a club of Rangers' stature. You saw what happened at Livingston, 94th minute winner, and instead of cheers, the roar was for Martin to get out. That tells you everything. Now, pundits are calling for the likes of Tavernier and Sutar to step up and privately confront Martin about the tactical chaos. Fair enough, Tav's been here long enough to know what works, but Derek Ferguson hits the nail on the head. Speak up and you might find yourself benched, just like Nico Raskin mysteriously was after showing a bit too much backbone. That's the culture now. Speak your mind and you get dropped. What kind of leadership is that? That's not Rangers. That's not the Ibrox way. And what of Martin's style? This was meant to be high-tempo, possession-based football. What we've ended up with is a lethargic, one-paced mess where Fullbacks are bombing forward at the wrong times, leaving us wide open. You saw it against Genk, 10 men, and yet we're still playing like we've got 12. The truth is this: if Tavernier, Sutar, any of them don't start holding this manager to account behind closed doors, then somebody else will, and that somebody might be the next manager brought in to clean up this mess. If Tavernier's not willing to challenge the manager privately for the good of the club, then should he still be wearing the armband at all? Nicolas Raskin's return to the Rangers starting 11 might look like good news on the surface, but scratch a little deeper and there's a real transfer dilemma brewing beneath the surface at Ibrox. Just a few weeks ago, the Belgian midfielder looked destined to be on his way out. Rumours of a bust-up with Russell Martin dropped from the squad without a clear explanation, and whispers of a January exit getting louder by the day. It had all the signs of another Rangers talent being frozen out for speaking up, but here we are now. Raskin's back in the team, back influencing matches and showing exactly why he's one of the best footballers in that dressing room. And therein lies the problem. You need him desperately. Without Raskin, Rangers look blunt, pedestrian, and easy to play through. With him, there's energy, composure, and a bit of bite in the middle of the park. But the moment he starts performing like the player you signed from Standard Liège, you better believe the scouts come crawling back, and not just from down south, Porto, Napoli. That's the caliber of club said to be watching closely. And here's the kicker. It's a double-edged sword. You play him and you risk losing him. You bench him and you're sabotaging your own midfield for the sake of the manager's ego. There's no easy way out. Yes, he's reportedly happy again. Yes, the so-called bust-up might be behind them. But let's be honest with each other. How long does that last under this regime? One more tactical disaster class, one more moment of dressing room friction, and Raskin's name will be back on the January rumor mill, louder than ever. Now, let's not pretend we've got the financial firepower to fight off Premier League clubs or European giants if they come knocking. If a proper bid comes in 10, maybe 12 million pounds, you and I both know the board will consider it. That's the modern game, and especially when matchday boycotts and managerial uncertainty are already draining the coffers. Should Rangers cash in on Raskin in January if he doesn't commit to a new deal, or is selling one of your best midfielders mid-season just waving the white flag on the campaign? Russell Martin walking straight down the tunnel after Rangers finally secured their first league win of the season says it all, doesn't it? Not a fist pump, not a wave, not even a quick clap to the travelling support. Just a hasty retreat into the shadows while the players did the celebrating, and for once it might have been the right move. It should have been a moment to savour. But instead of soaking up the relief, Martin legged it like a man who knew the reaction waiting for him wasn't going to be friendly, and he wasn't wrong. The chants were loud, clear, and absolutely brutal. Supporters still demanding he be shown the door, even after a win. Think about that. You just witnessed a last-gasp victory, the sort of drama that would normally lift the mood, and yet the manager's popularity remains somewhere between the price of a bottle of Buckfast and a cold pie on a rainy Tuesday night in Kirkcaldy. To be fair, Martin tried to spin it, said he wanted the players to have the spotlight, said it was about them, not him, but you know better. You saw the performance. First half was decent. Second half, more of the same dross that's been on repeat all season. Unmarked goals conceded, laboured possession, and once again, relying on a bit of chaos at the death to get over the line. Yes, the lads showed some character, but character doesn't win you titles. Quality does, consistency does, and you've not seen nearly enough of that under Martin's watch. Now the fixtures keep coming. Sturm Graz on Thursday, Falkirk on Sunday. 2 more matches that should be winnable, but in this current state, who knows? What happens if one of those games ends in disaster? Do you really think this tunnel-hugging excuse-making, under-pressure manager is going to turn the season around if Russell Martin can't even face the fans after a win? What on earth is he still doing as manager of Rangers? If you're backing the badge, hit like and drop your thoughts in the comments. Martin, Raskin, Tavernier, all on the line. Let's hear it. We are the people.